everyone, my name is Chloe, and today I'm going to be here for probably a quick vlog, but Tara from Buzzwords Books and we are rereading Shopaholic, Confessions of a Shopaholic, the first in the Shopaholic series by Sophie Kinsella, just because I can't remember if she's read it before or not, but I saw it on one of her TBRs, and this is a series that I have been wanting to reread forever because it came out in 2000, and in 2000 I turned 11, I think. And I remember I read it as like an early teen or a late teen, early 20s, I think. And I loved it. But at that time I was single. And like, I just don't know. I don't know how it's going to hold up. I don't know how it's going to hold up 22 years later. I don't know how it's going to hold up now that I'm like financially and everything responsible for a family. And I just don't know if I'm going to like it, but I'm really excited. I do have the entire series and I haven't read it all. I just read the first couple, and if it is something I'm enjoying, I'm going to try to read the whole series here in the next couple months. But this vlog is just going to be the first. Because I've talked to a couple of you guys about rereading this series, and I think we're all a little bit nervous because I think Becky Bloomwood can be kind of annoying, and like over the top. So I'm hoping nostalgia, I'm being aggressively hugged, but I'm hoping nostalgia will like make this great for me. So, I will try to bring you along on the journey. I have it on audio, and I know it's going to be a pretty quick listen, just because I've heard the story before. It's not like rocket science stuff. So I will try to update as I read, just so we have something to talk about. But really I'm looking forward to Tara's perspective, because I don't know if she has like read it before or not. So I would be interested to see what it would be like as a first timer, like being like 30 years old reading it for the first time. And I'm just interested to see how it goes. So I thought I'd bring you guys with us. So today is Monday. I'm going to do some blood work. I'm taking the girls, and then we're going to gymnastics. And then yesterday, for the first time I think ever, we took both girls out to eat for lunch. And I don't think we've done that ever, because Annie was born in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. She was June of 2020. And so, of course we didn't forever. And then like, even we moved up here to Kansas City, in August of this year, and things were still pretty like strict at that time. And I mean, if you've ever been out to eat with two little kids, it's not that fun anyway. But then if you've got to deal with masks and all that kind of stuff, it's just a little extra layer. And so we did it for the first time yesterday, and it was okay. But we may try it again today. I don't really know. We'll see. We'll see how gymnastics and all that goes. So that's our day. I do plan to, yes, thank you, baby. I do plan to probably have an earphone in while Ainsley's doing gymnastics, because me and Annie just play either in like this little like waiting area, or they have like a baby playroom. So we may go one of those two places. I'll probably have an earphone in. If not during gymnastics, then probably in the like here and there transport time. So yeah, I will keep you posted. Hey everyone, so it's a few hours later. We just pulled into our driveway, and because we went to gymnastics, we went to the doctor, and Ainsley, my 4-year-old, she makes friends no matter where we go, and I just love it so much about her. So she made friends with somebody, and like I had an appointment for blood work, and yet it was still like just you wait, like it was basically like a walk-in thing. So somebody like made friends, and she knew she had gymnastics, so she let us like cut in line, and it was so sweet. But so we went to gymnastics, and then we went and met Jeremy at Snooze AM Eatery. I think that is a chain that is quite a few different places, and ate there, and it was good but really greasy. And so now like I just feel gross and nasty. Yeah, so I might go lay down with the girls. I don't really know. But so my point is, I listened to some more of the book, and I just could really relate to Becky, not because I have like a spending problem, because we've already seen an example of like, she went and bought this super bougie scarf and then couldn't pay her roommate rent. And like, that is like, girlfriend, that is rude. And like that, I can see why people really get annoyed with her, because that is not cool. And like, I just can see her like any other addict, like with a diet or like any other addiction. She's like, okay, I'm going to start Monday. I'm going to start this no spin thing. And then she's like, but this and this and this. And, I mean, I just could relate to the idea of like having a habit that you really want to break, and it's really hard to do. And then she's also getting in so many situations where it's like, but it's such a good deal, you know, like I'll spend more later if I do that. So it makes sense. It just doesn't make sense to like do it when you can't cover rent and that kind of stuff. So, I don't know if I'm like not annoyed because I just like am endeared to her, or if it just hasn't gotten like too much yet. But I talked to Tara, and I was right. She has not read this book. So, I'll try to give you some of her thoughts, but head over to her channel, Buzzwords Books, and I'm sure she'll talk about it at some point. So that's kind of where we are. I'm still enjoying it. I think I'm like a quarter or a third of the way through, probably a quarter. And yeah, I'll probably go lay down with the girls and maybe listen to it while I do that. Yeah, I don't know. I am in this weird spot of like, I stay up super duper late and then get up super duper early. And yet like when nap time comes around, I get like this second burst of energy. So like I can't nap during nap time. And the cycle, like I don't know. I'm just running on way too little sleep. I got coffee at Snooze, but it's decaf. And I always get so anxious about that. Like, is it actually decaf, or did you just give me a load of caffeine? Because I drank like 2.5 cups. So here we go. I'll let you know when I have another update. Hey everyone, it is like 2 days later, which really surprises me, because when I started this vlog, I was like, should I say this is a 24-hour reading vlog? Am I going to read this book in 24 hours? And then here it is, like 48 hours from the last time I checked in, and I just finished the book. So no, it wasn't a 24-hour reading vlog. And I have tried to update 1,000 times today, but you guys, it is so freaking windy today. And like the wind is something that just like activates my rage. I don't know why. And like, I live in the Midwest. Wind is a thing that we've always had. And like today it's like, I would say 60 maybe. So it's not like freezing. And with the wind, obviously it feels colder, but it's like gusts of 40 miles an hour and like normal wind of like 20 to 30 miles an hour. And it's going to be that way for 3 days. And so, outside you can't hear me. Inside you can't hear me because my children are a crazy, crazy train. So we just got home and I sent them inside with Jeremy. So I'm going to sit out here and update, but I finished the book, and I think on reread, it's going to be like a 3.5 star for me. Because, okay, so I feel like this is the kind of book, like without getting without getting spoilery at all. I might have spoilery thoughts in a second, but I will definitely mark it. But, so without getting spoilery, this is kind of like one of the movies like Meet the Fockers, or one of those movies where, or even like, who is it that does a lot? Like, it doesn't matter, whatever. One of these movies or books where it's like everything that can go wrong will. And like the characters continue to make stupid decisions. And like, you're like, come on, if you would just tell the truth for a minute or say something or whatever, like all these other problems could be averted. But you have to like go in knowing that, and knowing that this is just like, enjoy the quirkiness, enjoy the ride. Know that this is not really like, maybe there's people that are really this extreme, but probably not. And so what I was nervous about was that like, I was not going to be able to relate to Becky's like spending habits at all. And that her like frivolous spending would annoy me. And that didn't really happen, because like I said, the spending stuff, like some of it made total sense to me. Like, you know, you see a good deal and you just have to grab it, even though it's something you probably don't really need. Like that makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me to do it like when you have the bank calling you and all that kind of stuff. That does not make sense and is not relatable to me. But it also makes sense to me that like any addiction and or bad habit you have, that like there's something like this. So that part didn't annoy me. What did annoy me was her just like instinct to lie all the time. Like just make up a story about something. And like her stories are funny And like the way they normally come around and bite her in the butt is funny, but I'm like, just tell the truth. It's really not that hard. Like, and there's certain times where like she doesn't even really benefit from lying and yet she does anyway. So that part bothered me. But really just like, I remember loving these books, and I just felt like I was never really like super excited to pick it up. I enjoyed it enough while I was reading it, but this is also a 9-book series that follows Becky Bloomwood, the same character, for 9 books. And so it makes sense that not that much happened in this first one. This first one is kind of just getting to know her and setting the stage of like who the characters are going to be, but really not that much happened. And I think that's where I'm like, this was kind of a slog, like not a slog, but kind of like just not that gripping to pick back up when you, like, if you would stop. So 3.5 stars. Now I'm going to say a couple of spoilery thoughts. So yeah, I'll put spoiler up until I'm done. But so her and Luke start their romance in this book. And I mean, I know he's involved in a lot of the future books, and so it's really fun seeing that start. However, I did not remember at all that he was like with somebody else when they started hanging, or like when they got met or whatever. And I really didn't like that. Like, and there was no real explanation around that. Like, he was with somebody else, and so she got upset with him because she was like, felt like she was led on, which is legit. And then that relationship just ends because the girl leaves him. So like, he was like kind of macking on Becky while he had a girlfriend, and he's not even the one that like ended their relationship. So presumably he was happy in this. I don't know. That just felt really icky and really like almost unnecessary and underdeveloped. And like, I don't know. I didn't like that part and didn't remember that part. And like, I know why I didn't remember it, because it was so like minor that it was like really unnecessary, because it just made him kind of look skeezy. So I didn't like that. But that's really it. Those are my complaints about the book. And just the fact that like, I kind of am older than this, so I'm hoping, like, Goodreads says I've read the first 6 out of the 9 books. I don't think I actually have, because I only remember the first couple. I can't remember though. And so I plan to like slowly reread the whole series, and I'm hoping that as it goes on, she will mature, and so she'll like think a little more about what she's saying. The situations will mature a little bit as she becomes like a wife and a mother and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so I have high hopes for the rest of the series. I'm guessing it'll probably be like a 3.5 series for me. Nothing like exceptional, but and not bad. And I feel like that's kind of Sophie Kinsella in a nutshell for me. Like, it's pretty reliable, like chick lit. And when this is a 9-book series following the same character, they're going to be kind of slower paced books, I think. So those are my thoughts. I am still reading with Tara, and I'm loving that. So far, like I said, I'm not going to talk a lot about her thoughts because she can do that. I will link her down below, and you guys can go see what she thinks. But it's interesting to see her perspective as a first timer. I think she's enjoying it. I think there's kind of this like double-sided coin of enjoying it, but also being annoyed by it, and just kind of going along for the ride. So, yeah, that is everything. Thanks for joining me on this reread. Have you guys ever reread this book, or a book that you like loved when you were younger or something, and now you're like, eek, is that good? I don't know. So let me know. Let me know, what is like this book for you? What is your Shopaholic or Confessions of a Shopaholic? A book that like in your memory you love, and then you reread and it's like, that's all right. So let me know. I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever, when you're watching this, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks for watching.